IVM.
$100. That's all it takes to begin your journey with Bitcoin and Ethereum. No, really. With CoinSwitch, you can start investing in over 100 cryptocurrencies with just 100 rupees. On top of that, there are zero charges for deposits and withdrawals, so you can trade, buy, sell, however and whenever you want. All of this, plus their extremely intuitive interface, makes CoinSwitch the perfect app for beginners in the crypto space. But don't take my word for it. Just download CoinSwitch for free and try it out for yourself. If you'd like more information on cryptocurrencies, tune into A Show About Crypto with me, Rohan Joshi, my new adventure on IVM podcasts. CoinSwitch, kuch to badlega.
This past week, I've been doing my Insta Lives on my handle Positivity Angel again. These are 30-minute Q&A lives that I used to do all through the lockdown last year. And, well, I stopped them at some point towards November, December, and I've just about restarted those. Now, they're usually my coffee breaks. Yes, I like having coffee with all my Insta followers. And these lives usually happen at about 4:30 or 5 p.m. every day. However, that's not what this episode is about. One of these lives, there was this one particular day where multiple people asked me the same question. Now, that question made me realize how much drama we can create. Like, oh my God. Hi, I'm Chetna. I'm a positive action coach, and you're tuned into my podcast, Say No to Drama. Well, the question that I've been asked on that particular Insta Live and on many others after that was, how do you deal with criticism? What if I cannot handle criticism? What can I do when anybody criticizing me or telling me that I'm wrong or telling me that I'm not doing something well irritates me? Now, my first reaction when I read these comments, these questions in my comments, was to say, wow, aren't you so entitled? How many Mr. or Miss Know-It-Alls do we have out there? I mean, what? You cannot be wrong? And it's not okay for somebody to tell you that there may be a better way and yours isn't the best way? In fact, there may be times when yours is not a good way at all? Well, here was my response to most of them. Number one, get off that pedestal. Get off that high horse. Stop acting so entitled or pretending that you are so perfect that there's nothing wrong about you or your ways at all. The second thing that I told everyone who was tuned in that day, the judgment is louder in your head than in the voice of that person who is correcting you or who is giving you feedback. And number three, yours is definitely not the only best way. Yes, there may be 40 other best ways out there. Because like you, there may be 40 other people who think they know it best. So what is the real issue with dealing with criticism? Well, firstly, you're obviously seeking approval and validation. Secondly, you're obviously somebody who judges themselves a lot. And thirdly, you have a skewed belief somewhere that if you are wrong, or if somebody tells you you are wrong or you aren't doing something correctly, then you aren't good enough. Or even that you won't be loved. Let me just call you out on all of these three things. This is all just drama. It's time to drop it. There will be many times in life, many times in a day, when somebody else will do things better than you, and when somebody else needs to tell you how to do things differently and in a much better way than you have chosen. But how do you deal with this then? Well, you choose to be a learner. If you are okay to learn, then you will be okay to make mistakes. You will be able to accept that sometimes you are wrong, and you will be able to comprehend that every piece of feedback is not criticism. Oh, and by the way, you do know that there's a difference in meaning between criticism and feedback, right? Criticism is about disapproval, picking faults, whereas feedback is about improving something, is about A review is about guidance. Now, here's another thing you may want to ask. If you are unable to take feedback because you have interpreted it as criticism, who is the person who's giving this to you? The issue may not just be in what is being said. The bigger problem that you are possibly facing is who is saying it. Like, as an example, if our mothers tell us anything, we will always feel criticized. Why? Because you always want their approval. Also, mothers don't have the best tone a lot of times when they are correcting us. There's a voice of authority. Even fathers do it. And when they say something, you may get that sense of disapproval and not feeling good enough. You may be interpreting feedback as criticism even when your boss gives it to you. Why? Because you are afraid that if you are not perfect at work, then you're going to lose your job, or then that somebody else will speed ahead of you, or that you will not achieve your goals as fast as you want to. And there comes the bottom line. You want to be approved and liked by all. You want to be seen as perfect by all. You want to be recognized as Mr. or Miss Awesome by all. Nothing wrong in that, except that it's a very, very heavy illusion of a crown to be wearing and strutting around. I mean, getting irritated because somebody tells you, hey, I can do that better, or hey, maybe it's better if you do it this way instead of that. Feeling like something's pinching you and getting annoyed or losing your cool or then sulking because somebody showed you a better way. I have only one thing to say to you. Grow up, because it's okay to be wrong. And it's okay to admit that you are wrong. The problem isn't criticism. The problem isn't feedback. The problem is the way in which you are absorbing this, the way in which you are taking it. So then, who needs to fix the problem where? You need to fix the problem in your own mindset. Learn the difference between criticism and feedback. Understand the difference between criticism and feedback, and learn to be a learner. Master these two things, and you might be able to handle feedback a lot better than you are right now. Life is full of drama. And you know what? Sometimes I feel maybe that's exactly how it's supposed to be. But I'll also tell you this. Life creates its own drama very well. It does not require additional help from us. So stop creating all that drama in your head unnecessarily. Kindly stop judging your own self and dumping the blame of that judgment on other people. If you would like to understand other kinds of drama that you are creating, tune into the previous episodes of my podcast, Say No to Drama, on the IVM Podcast app and website. Also, all the previous episodes of the Positively Unlimited podcast are available on the app and website as well. You can connect with us on Instagram and Twitter. Our handle is IVM Podcast. And if you want to tune into my Insta Lives, well, they're on my handle, Positivity Angel. They're every day around 4:30 or 5. Keep checking my Insta stories for updates.
Hey, it's been another great week on the IVM Podcast Network. Postcards from Nowhere completes its 100th episode. Utsav speaks with Chuck, the host of Getting Meta, Origin of Things, Simplified, amongst others, about slow travel, the evolution of Postcards from Nowhere, and what drives him to travel. Tune in and discover the new manifesto of the show and get a glimpse of what's in store for the coming weeks. On The Habit Coach, Ashton talks about the art of focusing with our eyes and how it's connected with our daily activities. On Echoes of India, Anirudh brings back to life the history of South Asia through his extensively researched narratives. And on Simplified, our four hosts, Chuck, Naren, Shriketh, and Tony attempt to deconstruct these universal birthday rituals on the occasion of Chuck's birthday. Do follow us on social media. We're IVM Podcast on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, and LinkedIn. And remember, if you're enjoying this show or any of our other shows for that matter, please do tell a friend. And finally, we would like to thank our sponsors this week on the network, Chet Cred, Bank of Baroda, Quarter, CoinSwitch Kuber, and Intuit India. Thank you so much for making this possible. Hi everybody, just wanted to ask everyone for a quick favor. We're running a brand survey right now and would really appreciate it if you could let us know what you think about the advertising on IVM. Go to ivmpodcast.com/survey and do let us know. As part of this, we'll be selecting 10 random participants and sending them some IVM swag, so do fill out those surveys.